Spencer Rattler to start versus the Broncos. Have Saints found quarterback one? That's all fine and dandy, but I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the thumbnail for this video. Ladies and gentlemen, rarely am I befuddled. I'm downright befuddled. Face of the franchise? Do y'all think this is an accident? Somebody up at 1045 is taking the piss. Somebody's having a goof. Somebody's having a gaffe. Is Spencer Rattler the face of the franchise? Brother. What? Get your phone out. Get your calendar out. And make your birthday August 22nd, because you must have been born yesterday. The face of the franchise is right in front of you. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I was done for the day making videos, but I had to talk about this. But I want to talk about something else. The freaking hats are on the store. The hats are on the store. The photos, yeah, they were taken by me. Yeah, they were taken with my iPhone, okay? I had to get photos up there so that y'all could order them so that I could ship them out because they're that damn sweet. 4 options for the hats. The one I'm wearing, the no filter, white, okay? Listen, I know hats. I love these hats. I've worn every one of them. I love them. They're honestly my new favorite hats. This hat is so sick, okay? So sick. Got the one I'm wearing right here. Boom. What a hat. It's got the mesh, the trucker, okay? White, Richardson 112 is the type of hat. Skrmetta in the Saints gold up front. Hat's awesome. We have the same hat, but black hat, black rope. This is the Otto brand. All right, feels the exact same, but different brand. There you go. Same thing. Trucker, logo, rope, boom. And then we have the face of the franchise. And no, Spencer Rattler isn't on the front of this. Boom. Skrmetta, face of the franchise in black, snapback. These are Richardson R65s. They're more like a dad hat type beat. The face of the franchise is in gold on this one. And then the white version, same exact hat, just different color, has face of the franchise in black. There you go in the front. Skrmetta, the shield logo with my Fleur-de-Lis microphone logo. These are incredible. So go get yours now. Get on over to the store. Buy your freaking hat. I got a feeling these things are going to fly off the shelves. So do not delay. Okay, let's get to the video.
Rattler will start the final preseason game for your New Orleans Saints. You have to imagine this is a situation where Spencer Rattler's the leader in the clubhouse.
Yep.
He's going to get one more opportunity. And as long as he doesn't fall off a cliff in the game, he's going to be your starting quarterback, certainly at the beginning of the season.
Yes. He goes 5 for 8 for 10 yards. He's the starter. The only thing he can't do is have a catastrophe. The only thing he has to avoid is 5 interceptions, 3 interceptions, fumbles, pick sixes. Like, if he just is normal, just exists as a human being, he'll be the starter.
Yeah, I would say this is kind of the sign and kind of how we thought, projected, kind of would guess that it might play out based on the experience and what we've been hearing. Is that so Spencer Rattler's going to get the start in the 3rd preseason game. If he doesn't go and fall on his face, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, this is how I envision it happening. Like, if he goes out and throws for 100, 120 yards in his allotted time, good completion percentage.
He will not do that. If he throws for 120 yards, he is lighting it up, okay? Because remember, he's going to be in there with a lot of the starters who are playing for the first time. They're going to run the football. It's the beginning of the game. It's going to be conservative. You're not going to show too much. Rattler's not going to go out there and throw it, 20 times. If he throws for 120 yards, he might be the MVP of the year.
And turn the ball over 2 or 3 times. Runs
now,
the offense. The offense looks functional. It looks really good. Maybe not really good.
Yeah, it doesn't have to look really good.
It looks like it's functioning, staying on time. Nothing terrible happening. That is his fault. You got to imagine that would be enough based on the Saints starting him in the 3rd preseason game, the final preseason game, the final tune-up game.
Yeah.
Getting the reps with the starters, he would be the week 1 starter. It doesn't matter if Shough comes in and throws for twice the amount of yards in the second half.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I'll give you a perfect way of saying it. Spencer Rattler can lose the starting job, but Tyler Shough cannot win the starting job in this game. Rattler, if he goes and throws for 4 picks, if he goes 0 for 4 with 4 interceptions, yeah, he's not going to be the starter come week 1. If he goes 6 for 10, 72 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and Shough throws for 240 and 2 touchdowns, it doesn't matter. Rattler's going to be the starter.
Yeah.
If Rattler looks the part, if he doesn't fall on his face in this game, I believe he would be the week 1 starter based on this decision alone.
Same.
I agree with you. If not, then Tyler Shough's going to be the guy that goes out there.
Yeah, and if that's not the decision-making process, why would you?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. 100%. I'll give you another little, flip it. This is Eric McCoy's first time on the field. First and only time he'll be able to play before the actual regular season. He is arguably the most important player on offense, but certainly the most important player on the offensive line. Why would you want him? Don't even think about it from the quarterback position. Just think about it from Eric McCoy's position. Why would you want him taking snaps from someone that he's not going to be taking snaps from in week 1? Just that alone is okay, that explains it all. That's the decision. That's it. It's not about completion percentage. It's not about their performance. It's not about yards. It's not about touchdowns. It's not about who looks better. It's not about who's got the eye of the tiger. It's not about whatever. It's not about who ate Dragos the most. It's about Eric McCoy's the starting center. He's going to be taking snaps from the starting quarterback.
Put Rattler out there first and get him the reps. At that point, it's all right, this is the decision we're going to make. This is how we're feeling. This is how we're leaning. Let's see if our feelings are correct on this 3rd preseason game. Yeah.
I'll say this. Y'all know where I've been on this whole thing. Predicted it literally to the letter for 2 months now. If Tyler Shough would have been announced a starter for this game, I would believe that he's going to start week 1 because of exactly what I said with Eric McCoy.
If our first team offense looks functional, the operation is good, we're making plays, he's making reads, okay, that solidifies what we're thinking. It doesn't really matter at that point what Shough does with the 2nd and 3rd team guys, because what they're feeling now is, I believe that Rattler is the person that we're going to give these first team reps to, and we feel might be the one. So if it's 51-49, how the coach is feeling, where it's 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If he goes out there and looks functional, looks capable, and does the right things, makes the right decisions, he's the obvious choice for week 1. Now, again, 17-week season. We'll see how it all plays out. But to start week 1, I would say if he does those things. Now, if he goes out there and falls on his face, throws a couple of picks, makes some really dumb mistakes, and then Shough comes in and looks good, then maybe we're talking about a whole nother situation.
Correct.
But if the games play out like they have the first, where both quarterbacks at times have looked very capable and make good decisions, we've said it. The first 2 games, the quarterback has not been the issue in these games. There's been a couple of picks, but there's a lot that goes into those 2 picks or the 1 pick that each of them threw. They've all looked very capable. So if that continues, if both guys look decent and look good and run an offense, then I believe, based on this decision, Rattler would be the starter.
So
agreed.
I think this one is important to note because you've had multiple guys start here in the preseason, but I think it's of note that Moore did say the plan is to play as many starters as they can against the Broncos. So,
yeah, I mean, as far as I know, and it could change, it's a fluid situation. As far as I know, they're all going to play, except probably Talise Fuaga is nursing an injury. You're not going to, he probably won't play if he's banged up at all. But everyone else, I think, is going to play.
Some players like Eric McCoy, maybe AK that have not played in the preseason yet, get an opportunity to go out there. And so, like Matt was just laying out there, if you're going to, for the first time this preseason, have some of those guys out there, and Spencer's the guy that you want to have out there with them, that's a big telltale sign.
Yeah, if you're not leaning that way, those are wasted reps. If you're not leaning that way. If an organization really was trying to push for Shough to be the guy, it's a waste of those crucial reps from a unit that hasn't been together with live bullets coming at them all preseason, completely together at least. Now, from a receiver standpoint, I know they've been out there, but from an entire unit standpoint, ultra important. I know there's a lot of other teams out there that don't play starters. Yeah. They don't play everybody, but those are solidified teams. Those are teams with chemistry. Those are teams that are
like the Atlanta Falcons. Well, wait a minute.
Looking to make deep playoff runs and have Super Bowl aspirations. Realistically, we're not in that situation. You got to put your guys out there and play.
So, here's a couple quotes from Saints coach Kellen Moore, who, look, they said a couple days ago that they weren't going to name a starter until after this game, but he said, I think our whole goal at the beginning was not to put a timeline on this thing. When it's ready, and we go. We've got patience on our side, and we'll be just fine. He said, we are not going to be one of those college teams that walks the guy out there the first play, and you guys get to know who the starter is at that moment. Don't worry about that. So,
yeah, that means he's going to be transparent with what they're doing. It does not take a genius to explain what's going to happen. Rattler's going to start. He's going to play. After the game, they're going to announce it. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. That's it. That's the whole thing.
It's got to happen after this game.
Yes. And it's already happened. Guys. The announcement has already been made. It's not literally being spoken. They're already telling you who the starting quarterback for week 1 is. And now you just sit there, get yourself a little bingo card, fill in the squares. As long as Spencer Rattler does not do what we laid out earlier, he is the week 1 starter. There's no reason to set your push notifications on your phone for Adam Schefter for breaking news. We already know the information. We've seen it.
I'm not just talking about for us to sit here and talk about it. I'm talking about for that locker room. That locker room needs to say, okay, Rat's our guy. Even if it was Shough. They need to be able to be like, hey, this is going to be the guy that leads us out of the tunnel. This is going to be a guy that's a captain on this team probably, because if Spencer Rattler wins a job, he's probably going to have a C on his jersey. They need to know that, because that is, at least for me, being somebody that did not play quarterback, I would want to know who is our guy, who is the voice in the huddle. We need to be with that guy. That guy needs to be in front of the meeting. He needs to be leading the protection meeting. If he's going to be our guy, let's go over our cadence one more time. Let's have a cadence meeting. And that might sound like, well, you're in the pros. Why are you doing that? Because his is different than Tyler Shough's, right? And now
let me be clear, and this is going to blow your mind because we've talked about this a million times. For the last however many months, the most important story with the New Orleans Saints has been the quarterback position. Whether it's Derek Carr retiring, whether it's drafting Tyler Shough, whether it's Spencer Rattler versus Shough, whatever. But now that the regular season is here, it is flipped. Whether it's Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough as the starter, they're like the 9th most important player, maybe even further down the list, for how successful this team will be. It is not up to that quarterback to make this team great. Whoever it is going to be asked to be a game manager. They're going to be asked to just run the offense. Just let Alvin Kamara be Alvin Kamara. Let Chris Olave be Chris Olave. Let this offensive line work. Run Kellen Moore's offense. They don't need to be a hero. They don't need to be an MVP. It'd be nice if they are, sure. But the whole thing needs to flip. However good the Saints are going to be, it's going to be because of the defense. It's going to be because of the running game. It's going to be because of the offensive line, getting the ball to your playmakers, and Kellen Moore's ability to be a head coach. It is not like the priority list. Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough, very low on that list. Now, yeah, they're the quarterback. It's the most important position on the field. I get all that. But they are going to be asked to do as little as possible until they show, hey, we can put some more, we can put some more on them. But this is going to be a game manager type quarterback. This is going to be a very controlled environment for either one of them. And that's kind of a whiplash for us because of how much we've talked about this position and how much it's been on the front of the Saints news. But within the after this game, it's going to shift to, can we run the football? Alvin Kamara, time of possession, yards per play. It's all going to shift. And the spotlight won't be on Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough.
We got everybody together. Hey, let's have that meeting. It's quick. It's 7 minutes. Give me 7 minutes. All those things to me, and I don't know how you feel because you were the guy leading those meetings. Like, that stuff's important to me because everybody does it a little bit differently, and you want to be on the same page as much as you possibly can when you're playing in the National Football League.
Yeah, and I think as the Saints fan base needs to kind of be realistic about everything too. Like, from top to bottom,
I think they understand the assignment right now.
Yeah, their 2 deep rosters, not the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a long season. Like, this is 17 weeks. Like, it's going to be a long. We're going to see both quarterbacks play. Like, really.
Probably. And that's a good point. And a point that we've tried to make here is that you don't hang a banner for winning quarterback 1 week 1. You don't get a statue made because you were named quarterback 1 week 1, right? None of that matters in the grand scheme of things. It matters for the first snap of the, whatever. But look at Anthony Richardson's career. Look at Mac Jones's career. Look at Zach Wilson's career. Look at Justin Fields' career. There are a lot of players who won the quarterback 1 job, won the quarterback 1. That is crazy. Let's put my mind in a pretzel. And I'm not talking about the sticks. I'm talking about the ones with the loops. Won the quarterback 1 job. And then, oh well. I mean, you look at some players. Mac Jones had an incredible rookie season. Incredible. Next year, gets benched for Bailey Zappi. What the hell? You had people writing, the next Tom Brady's here. The Patriots did it again. Damn the Patriots. So you got a long way to go. And I know, as it is, you have people who are Team Rattler or Team Shough. You've got rat daddies. You got the snake emojis. You got all that stuff. I'm telling you, cool. Named starting quarterback week 1. It don't mean nothing if we're 0-4 and he's terrible. It don't mean nothing if we're 3-10. Because, like Matt said, they're going to put Shough in. And if Shough was named quarterback 1, week 1, it don't mean nothing. Same thing. If you're 0-4, if you're 3-10, if you're bad, Rattler's coming in. And even if one of them is good this year, you got to be good next year. That's the NFL. So we got to make sure we have our eyes focused on the finish line. The finish line isn't breaking news, Spencer Rattler named quarterback of New Orleans Saints. Breaking news, Tyler Shough named quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. The finish line is this team, this franchise becoming relevant again. The finish line is winning the NFC South. The finish line is 10-plus wins. The finish line is the NFC Championship. The finish line is the Super Bowl. All right? Being excited about who's quarterback 1 of week 1, that's for the Browns. Okay? This team, we got to focus on this team being the New Orleans Saints again. Okay? Now, good quarterback play is part of that, for sure. But the job ain't finished just because whoever is named QB1.
Realistically, we might see both guys start. I don't know what's going to happen, but like if you just look at it, like unless, and it might not even be completely the quarterback's fault, but if a team gets into a 3, 4, 5 game losing streak, they're going to try things. They're going to try different things. So if Spencer starts and that happens, you might see Shough. If Shough starts and that happens, you might see Rattler.
Said this in another video. If the Saints are 3-10 and Spencer Rattler has 20 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions, they will bench him and see what they have in Tyler Shough. Why? Because they're 3-10. Okay? And that may seem unfair, but that's what's going to happen. So,
and it might not be completely, kind of like last year. Spencer Rattler was put in a really tough situation. Yeah. How many quarterbacks are going to be successful in the situation
almost zero
that he was put in last year with the Saints? But as a coach, you have to just keep throwing things at the wall to see if it works.
Yeah.
So I think we will. I mean,
they put Jake Hayner in last year. Jesus.
You have to be realistic and say,
right.
You're going to see both of these quarterbacks play. And hopefully.
Oh, the only way, I was going to say this, the only way you don't see both quarterbacks play is if the Saints are either really good or Spencer Rattler is like, which I guess is kind of one and the same. If Rattler is really good and the Saints are really good, you're not going to change anything. But that's it. He basically has to go on like a pseudo miracle run, a pseudo, like, damn, the Saints can win the division. You know, one of those situations.
Hopefully, at the end of the season, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, that you either got a guy or you don't got a guy.
Right.
We will know. I can promise you that. We will know.
Right, because at least you know.
Yeah.
I know.
The worst thing that can happen in any part of life is indecision.
Yeah.
And it's the fear of the unknown. Like,
yes,
you have to end this season, no matter what. No matter if you win 0 games or 12 games or anywhere in between. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt what you're doing at the quarterback position.
You will. You will.
Real quick before we take a break, speak on the fact that Tyler Shough is a second-round pick. Yeah. And the narrative surrounding this quarterback battle and multiple people that are really good at their job that have kind of said the Saints want Tyler Shough to win this job, or at least that's their feel. That's how they kind of read the situation. You were somebody, and I point out all the time, that beat out a second-round pick as the backup to Aaron Rodgers. You were a 7th-round pick. The Packers said, we don't care. Once you're here, you're a Packer.
ADP, throw it out the window. It doesn't matter. The idea that Kellen Moore is so egotistical that he would rather be right than the Saints be good is insane. Look at the 49ers. They didn't care at all that they had egg all over their face and traded up to draft Trey Lance, who couldn't play a lick, and they had 7th-round pick, Mr. Irrelevant, whatever, Brock Purdy. They said, you know what? We like winning. We like going to the Super Bowl. Drew Bledsoe was basically God. Tom Brady, unknown guy. Who the hell is this guy? Goes to the Super Bowl. Hey, Drew Bledsoe. See ya, brother. This is the NFL. This is one of the biggest, arguably the biggest company, the biggest business in the United States. These teams are individually huge businesses. Business is the most like cutthroat X's and O's, win or lose, yes or no, 1 or 0 market there is. It doesn't matter if you have a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, a undrafted free agent, Kurt Warner, whoever. If it leads you to winning and it leads you to getting another contract and it leads you to keeping your job, the coaches are going to do it. The idea that they're sabotaging Rattler or they're setting up Shough for success or they want this or they want that, crazy.
That's all we care about. You win that job. Is there anything in your mind that would be truthful about the Saints wanting their 2nd-round pick to win the job?
Well, certainly I have not spent any time at a Saints practice or within the walls there or the field. I hadn't talked to any players or coaches. You were there one day. Yeah. It's not like we would actually really know what is in their head. We can speculate, but I can tell you just from a guy that's been there, a guy that's been in multiple organizations, like an organization doesn't care who the starter is unless you're like a top pick or unless you just got paid a butt ton of money. Like,
yeah, but that's a little bit of a different situation. You're not going to be in a competition anyways. Like, if the Titans brought in, I don't know, Gardner Minshew to compete with Cam Ward, they're not going to play Gardner Minshew. They're going to give Cam Ward the chance but that's a whole different situation. This is a true competition. This is even Steven, all right? Just like Patrick Mahomes. I don't care who comes in and how they perform in preseason. Patrick Mahomes is the starting quarterback. But again, that's a completely different situation. It's not a true competition. And you already have like an anchored data point. You already have a plan. The Titans had a plan when they drafted Cam Ward. The Saints don't have a plan. The plan was the competition. There was no predetermined anchor point.
Unless that's happening, you're like by default, like you have to start just because of the investment. Like a 2nd-round pick to an NFL organization is an investment in a draft pick, sure, but it's not like this huge capital investment to where like you have to.
It's virtually nothing. The second round pick is virtually nothing. Like right now, a top 5 pick, yeah, you want to make sure that works. Even bottom of the first round, it is what it is. You know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Whatever, who cares? Second round pick, $10 million set contract, guaranteed for whatever 8 of it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Is what it is.
We're definitely going to push him in there to play. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, like guys, Isaiah Foskey was a second round pick.
So they drafted a guy. What was the overall? What was the pick overall?
40
for Shough.
40
and Foskey.
They used the 40th pick to draft a quarterback, to have a potential starting quarterback.
Now, you could also say, and I'm not a doctor, who knows? Maybe the quarterback competition is what catapulted Spencer Rattler to becoming the starter. That might be what he needed to go to that next level. Like when Goku had to go into the hyperbaric chamber or whatever on Namek. He had to go through switching bodies with Captain Ginyu and turning into a frog in order to become Super Saiyan and defeat Frieza. Spoiler alert.
It doesn't matter if his name plate says Shough or not.
Yeah, who cares?
If it pushes another guy to beat him
That's
out,
what I just said, Matt.
It's not a wasted pick.
See, Matt played in the NFL. I won 3-on-3 intramural flag football championships. I went through an undefeated season, didn't throw an interception the entire season. One of the greatest quarterback seasons of all time. We are seeing things clear.
If he beats him out, it's successful. Hey, I was a 7th round pick. I beat out a 2nd round pick in the first training camp. Yeah. They didn't care.
Flex.
Because it didn't cost them anything anymore that I beat him out. Didn't cost them any less.
The payroll was going to be the same.
Yeah, they couldn't take the money back that they paid him because I beat him out. They couldn't pay me more because I beat him out. It's just the payroll was the same. So they drafted a 2nd round pick, and they still got a quarterback.
Yeah, it all washes out, which is kind of the same thing that I was talking about in Friday's videos with Devon Vele. If it works out, the 4th round pick washes out. Like however you want to cut it. If Spencer Rattler works out, then the 2nd round pick washes itself out. And you can go down this like rabbit hole endlessly and be like, well, if Danny Stutzman plays up to a 1st round level and Tyler Shough doesn't play up to a 2nd round level, maybe then if you flip their picks, you still all of a sudden then it's like, it all is what it is. Like that's why I say the second that the draft is over, ADP doesn't matter. You don't have a 1st round pick, a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick, a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick, 2 5ths. You just have 9 players, and they're just going to play, and that's it. You don't get bonus points for having the most 1st rounders on the field. You don't get bonus points for having the most 7th rounders. The day practice starts, training camp starts, the jerseys go on, all those draft pick things go away. If Danny Stutzman starts at linebacker, and Jod Campbell starts at linebacker for the Eagles, tackles count the same. Sacks count the same. One was a 1st rounder, one was not, right? It doesn't matter.
So, and then I made the explanation the other day. Like, even if Jordan Love would not have panned out in Green Bay, spending that 1st round pick on him led to your current quarterback having back-to-back MVP seasons.
Yeah.
That's a good 1st round pick. That's a good, because it pissed him off.
True. Yeah.
And it drove him. Like it ended up being a really good 1st round pick. And okay, so yeah, he has panned out. But even if it,
Sean McVay and the Rams are a good example of this. Where like they'll trade picks and make moves or whatever to try and win, and their whole argument is, yeah, if we get a Super Bowl out of it, who cares? Like if we get a Super Bowl out of it, whatever. Like whatever leads to that destination.
I know they didn't win the Super Bowl those years.
Yeah,
they could have. Like you get 2 MVP seasons because you made that pick. Like so, whatever. It doesn't matter what the nameplate says.
Yeah,
like as long as you're getting a guy.
Yeah.
And if somebody beats him out, great. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So like to say,
how much do you think Baltimore thinks about the Hayden Hurst pick, and whiffing on that pick, passing on Lamar Jackson to take Hayden Hurst to then take Lamar Jackson? I'll give you a hint. None. They don't care. It's water under the bridge.
Like an organization is like wanting somebody kind of makes me hesitate. It kind of blows my mind that people would think that unless it is being told that.
I'll give you I know we got to go break. A quick example. We drafted Monty Ball in the 2nd round when I was with Denver. Wisconsin running back.
I was about to do the pop quiz.
We signed C.J. Anderson as an undrafted free agent out of Cal. By the end of that training camp, C.J. Anderson had moved ahead of Monty Ball on the depth chart. Undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Second round.
You see it all the time with running backs. You know, you see in Jacksonville, like Tank Bigsby's the best running back on the team. He needs to get the carries. You know, like Tampa, Rashad White's the starter. Okay, well, Bucky Irving is sweet. Okay, well, Bucky Irving's going to start getting the carries. I don't care who's getting paid what. I don't care who's drafted where. We got to get the best player of the ball.
Yeah.
Because CJ kept making a play after a play after a play after a play, and he was behind Shough.
Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield in Tampa. Baker Mayfield, journeyman. Baker Mayfield, everyone acts like they saw this coming from a million miles away. First overall pick, told to see ya out of Cleveland, goes to Carolina. Carolina gets rid of him. That's when you know you're bad. Goes to the Rams. The Rams get rid of him. Then he gets brought into Tampa to compete with Kyle Trask, who I believe was Kyle Trask like the 33rd overall pick or something? I'm going to go ahead and guess. I'm going to look it up live. Was Kyle Trask, I want to say he was the 33rd overall pick. Let's see. 64th. Damn it. Okay, 64th. It was a second round, though. So I was right that he was a second rounder. I don't know why I thought he was the first pick of the second round. He was a second rounder. And that's why we don't edit on the show. But I was half right. I knew he was a second rounder. Perfect example. How many people even know that Kyle Trask was drafted by the Bucs? Kyle Trask was drafted. Think about this. I'm pretty sure this is right as well. I'm doing a lot of Kyle Trask information right now. Yeah. Kyle Trask was drafted in the second round by the Bucs when they had Tom Brady. Okay? Kyle Trask, pop quiz. College, Florida. Kyle Trask was supposed to be the heir apparent. They bring in Baker Mayfield. Okay? Until right now, how many people have you heard be like, man, Tampa really whiffed on that Kyle Trask pick, huh? Damn. Tampa, can you believe they burned that 64th overall pick on Kyle Trask? Damn, can you imagine what Tampa would look like if they wouldn't have drafted Kyle Trask and they would have drafted whatever player went inside Baker? Have you ever heard a single person say that? No. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Because who cares? Kyle Trask sucks. Kyle Trask has never played. Baker Mayfield walked into that camp, walked into that QB battle, and never let it up. And it doesn't matter. And no one cares. No one talks about it. No one even utters it. Because they found their quarterback. And they're good. And they've been good. And they've won the division however many years in a row. Just like this Tyler Shough thing. If it ends up being like that. I'm not saying it will. But we put way too much of an emphasis on a fourth round pick or a second round pick or whatever. It's all about just getting to that destination. Getting to where you want to be. And as long as you get there, everything else, all the minutia doesn't really matter.
He was the two. Right, Shough got hurt, and here comes C.J. Anderson. So, sure, like they want it to work out, but they're not going to sacrifice the greater good of their team just because of where you were drafted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shough Moreno, owner.
Shough Moreno, pop quiz. Where? Georgia.
Of the greatest tier I've ever seen.
Greatest tier.
Like,
yeah.
That thing was fat.
If it came out today, people would think it was AI.
It's true.
Yeah,
100%.
it was very
Probably
liquid. So. All right, the Eternal Darkness outro. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, this went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Buy you a freaking shirt. Buy you a freaking mug. Buy you a freaking hat. Remember, $50 or more gets you free shipping. I pay for your shipping. Comes straight out of my pocket. All right. New shirts coming soon. New shirts are coming soon. 2 new shirt designs. 1 black shirt, 1 dark heathered kind of gray situation. Very excited for those two. And that's all the merch we have coming for a while. So there you go. Who Dat? I'll see you in the next video.